right, deal number 7 breakdown with Ryan. So we got Ryan. How long ago did we get this deal?
Dude, this was last summer, right? We started
I think
we
it was the
started
end of
working
the
in
summer,
August.
maybe. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Ryan joined one of the networks we're in Dallas or Texas here, and I think we met just on was it through Facebook?
Yeah. We got
Yeah.
connected through Grant.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Grant, we ended up making a $30,000 wholesale fee on this one, but to break down the whole thing, this one was kind of fun because you just joined this network. Like, I mean, how long did you learn about wholesaling before you got this deal?
Yeah, I was only in there for like probably a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then what were the first things you did? Because I know you found this one on a bandit sign. So how did you even find this? Like, how did you get to find this lead?
Yeah, dude. So basically, I learned about some few different marketing channels, and then one of them was bandit sign. So it's just basically you put your number on a sign saying, "Hey, we buy houses." So I did that. They finally came in. I was super stoked about it. Took my pictures and stuff. And then every Friday, I pretty much was out there. Like I waited for it to get dark out because I didn't want to have any code people come after me or anything like that. But then once it got dark, I would hit the streets and just like by myself in my truck with the bandit side, just start getting out there and putting up them in different spots. And sometimes you can pull over and stick one. Sometimes you're at a red light and like that would be a good spot. So you kind of put your truck in park, hop out, stick it, and then get back in the car before the light turns green. But I was doing that for every Friday for until
So it said we buy houses with your phone number pretty much.
yeah, yep.
And did you put it on both sides of the bandit sign?
Yep, both sides, and then I put it in a way so if somebody turns out of a street, they can see it, but if they're turning into a street, they can see it as well. So
Right.
put that on both sides of the street, so it'll get people from every angle
And
essentially.
you did this like in your own neighborhood, right? Aren't you in
Yeah,
Carrollton?
yep,
Yeah.
literally just on the road. I'll just drive on the street. I always drive and just like stick them out.
So how long after placing this did you get a call?
Dude, it was short. It was like 3 weeks. So like it
Okay.
happened pretty fast. Yeah,
But that's short for like you're thinking about that. A lot of people think probably wouldn't even make it 3 weeks long, but you probably
yeah.
got calls from people that didn't, other investors maybe, or people that didn't really need to sell quick. So you get a call from this dude, Tony Nguyen, doesn't speak great English. I
Mhm.
can't remember exactly. Was he just saying he wanted to sell it quickly because they were moving out of the country?
Yeah, so his parents were moving to Thailand and he was moving to like New Orleans or something. So they were just all kind of going their separate ways. They all lived in the house together. And he hit me up and was just like, "Yeah, I'm looking to sell." And I was like, "Cool."
Yeah. And did we immediately, because I know, so basically he gets a call from this guy, says he wants to sell, and then gives me like a text or a call. It's like, hey, this guy just called on my bandit sign. I'm about to run over there. And I was like, just get a video walk through the house, like put me on FaceTime if you need. And then you ran right over to the house, right?
Yeah, so I get there, I'm like checking it out and like I have a notepad. I didn't know what I was doing, right? I was pretending like I did. I was like, okay, just looking at stuff, taking notes. And then, he started asking about like numbers, and I was like, give me 1 second, let me go talk to my financial guy. So I get in the car and I'm just like, shoot, so I call you and I was like, hey man, I got this deal. What should I offer him? And he's like, and you kind of gave me some pointers, and then you're like, or you can just put me on FaceTime and we can do it that way. So I'm like, all right, I'll just put you on FaceTime. So I go in there, playing it all cool. I'm like, hey, my partner wants to talk to you. And so then we get you on FaceTime, and then you just kind of start walking through the different strategies and different options for him to sell his
Yeah.
property.
I remember when you were sitting in the car, we were just like, I was like, oh, you can do this, this, and it was getting overwhelmed. I was like, dude, just walk in there. I'll talk to him. His English wasn't great either, but it looked like the house was in decent condition. I got to see. It was just a little bit dated. It's a great area, Carrollton. All I did was start figuring out what the house was worth. I was running comps online. Great area, and then I kind of walked him down. I think we ultimately figured out he just wanted 300, right? Like he kept
Yeah.
saying like, my dad wants 300. My dad wants 300. They lived there with their whole family. I was kind of like, hey, that's tight. We might be able to wholesale it for 300. But it didn't need a ton of work. So I was like, why don't we take a look at this and then I'll swing over with Ryan tomorrow, or was it like the next couple days?
It was
Um,
yeah, it was pretty soon after. It was like within a couple of days for sure.
yeah, I know we walked him. He was sitting there. I walked him through options, basically showing like, hey, if you can put money into it and then sell it for more, you might be able to get that. But usually here's what our cash number looks like. And it was like something less. I told him we could even, if he wanted to sell it on terms, which he didn't want, he wanted to cash it out. So I gave him a few different options, but he's like, I was like, well, when can I meet with you and your family? Because I wanted his dad owns the house too. I'm like, let's get them all on there. But come to find out, they don't really speak English, so he's kind of handling it. So we ran over there, what, 3 days later, 2 days later?
Mhm.
Sat with him in the living room. I walked them all out on a piece of paper. Here's what we can do cash. It's like 280, 275. Here's what we can do if you want to sell it, on terms. If you want to wait like an extra 60 days, we can help you sell it on the market and you can get like 300. He's like, no, I need it done in, what do you say, like 10 days? A
Yeah, he
week?
wanted it quick. They were like wanted to be out. Like,
Right. So
yeah.
you could leverage the time that he needed it sold is why we are able to get this at a discount. But ultimately, I sat there for an hour and negotiated with him like, hey, we can't lose money. We couldn't purchase it cash at this amount, but we can get it done in 7 days if you want to do it at this. Ended up just folding up the iPad, walked out, and he texted me 2 hours later. He's like, can you do 285? We'll sign tomorrow or sign today. And I was like, all right, sent it all over, got it signed, and then we ended up wholesaling it for 325. So we had a disposition guy help us get that buyer, but ultimately us two split the 30 grand and it was kind of a mess. We had to find him an apartment. Deal almost went sideways, but we got it all closed. So that dude was blowing up my phone for a whole week. Like, is it gonna close in 7 days? Is it gonna close in seven
Yeah,
days? I
your
was like,
best buds for a bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot, but got it done and got it like just total $40,000 assignment fee.
Mhm.
But we had someone help find the buyer just because we didn't have a ton of time. So yeah. What was that probably the biggest deal you've had so far or no?
So that was my first deal, so that was super exciting, right? But the next one was the biggest one that I had.
Is it the one
But
you're working on right now?
no, well, the one that granted me closed in Arlington, it
Oh,
was
okay.
pretty much a crack house, but it was
Yeah.
good.
What was the assignment fee on that one?
That was 23.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's sweet.
yeah.
So yeah, I guess more in your pocket.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
It
that's
was like
sweet.
it was my first deal. Then like y'all made it like really smooth too because I didn't know what I was doing. Right, I was just like in there like my pen and paper, just pretending like I knew what was going on. And then yeah, you guys were like very quick to jump
Yeah.
on it.
Is that
Take
what
it
you
from
plan for? Once you put up bandit signs, where you're like, I'm just gonna call someone that knows what they're doing if I get a lead.
yeah. That was my plan. Yep, just like
Yeah.
no real plan except for just like go find some help.
Right.
Yeah,
Go find someone that needs to sell it quick. And it's like if you have a network, you can figure out someone that can help you get it under contract.
exactly.
Don't have to figure it all out at the beginning, but that's sweet. Glad you we were able to make it work. Hopefully, I need to go put up more bandit signs because I haven't done that enough.
I know. I got one call from the code enforcement. He was like, "Hey, so you do you live in Carrollton?" I was like, "No, because I really don't, right?" And then
Yeah.
he was like saying, he's like, "Oh, I saw your sign," and he's like, "You don't do business here?" I'm like, "Uh-uh." He's like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna keep the sign here and keep your number in case you keep putting them up. He's trying to scare me out of putting them up, but
Interesting. I
so,
wonder if it would have helped to just say you live there. I mean,
yeah,
probably. Well, good work. I will appreciate the little testimony.